So I could make out when I saw Mankirat getting 12 upon 20 and others also getting 14 and all, right? So I knew that fine, I need to discuss this test with you all. So all of you, you can, of course, you might not be able to access it, but let me see here if I am able to. Yeah, I have got it. So please now let us just quickly go through the questions. Dear Mr. Gupta is an example of salutation and it is showing correct. It is here. I have checked it. It is showing correct. How is it showing wrong for you all? Okay, okay. And the time of submission, it is showing wrong. But dear Mr. Gupta is an example of a salutation. Okay. And Jasdev is joining the class. I'm going to remove him after 2 minutes. Right? Then next was in letter to editor, where would you make suggestions about a problem discussed? So for that, let us have a look. All of you come and take out your notebooks, write down the format. If you know the format, and you will be able to get all these answers correct. Now, when I write my letter, I have sender's address, I have date, receiver, right, subject, salutation, then your content here, and I have my close or my complimentary close or your subscription. Okay, right? So please remember the alternatives that are there or the synonyms that we can use for this. Now here it is. Now in a letter to editor, where would you make the suggestions about a problem discussed? So here the problem, it would be in the content. Where would it be? In the subject? No, what do we write in the subject? The problem that we are going to discuss, or the issue that we are going to discuss, or something that we're going to be praising also. Why always negative, right? After the introduction, editors are supposed to find solutions, not us, after discussion of the problem, right? So where do we write over here? After discussion of the problem, you are going to make suggestions about the problem discussed. This is where you write it. And of course, when we do our content, how do we divide the content? We talk about the introduction, we talk about the problem, and then we talk about the solution. So if you could just make the format and write it like this, all your answers you will be able to get. Is it correct? Yes, Udit, Ruchika, Akriti, Samriddhi, Shivam. You got the right answer. So it is after the discussion of the problem. Now the heading includes, yes, I have discussed this in the class. Where does the head, what is the heading? Heading is the address and the date part. This is your heading, okay? In formal letters, the complimentary clause is on left side, right side, middle side, either right or left. It is on the left, right? And here nowadays, when you write formal letters or any letter, everything is here. We don't go left and right. It is not a mixed format, okay? It is on one side only, okay? Yes. Next is, when recounting an experience in a letter, you're writing a letter to the editor, you're talking about your experience, you're writing a letter of complaint, you're talking about your experience that you had with that appliance, with gadget or the services there. Which tense are you going to use? We're going to use the present indefinite. Are we going to use the present continuous? Are we going to use the simple past or the past continuous? Which tense? We're talking about the past. This is simple past, okay? Right. So you are recounting an experience. Now, letter to the editor, it is written to give a warning to the authorities, give a warning to the residents, to improve our writing skills, or to express opinion and comment on an issue. It is express opinion and comment on an issue, isn't it? That is the purpose of letter to the editor. Now, why should we keep advertisements brief? Advertisements are brief. Where do we read advertisements? They're in the newspaper. And advertisements here, per word, you have to pay. That is why they're also brief. Naturally, you're paying money for each word that is going to be printed, right? So that is why also. Now, why should we keep them? Because we have to pay per word line, right, and space, which is there in the newspaper. Okay. And display advertisements are, we're going to discuss them in the, I can say, after these tests. So display advertisements are even more expensive, right? What you see, the whole full front page, you see, no, right? The picture is there, an advertisement is there about any thing there. Okay. The correct format of situation vacant. All of you take out your notebooks and write down the format of the situation vacant. Write down the format of the situation vacant and let's see if it matches mine. What do we write here? Yes, so for situation vacant, I can write situation vacant, but I have also given you what? Required. I can write that also. Yes. Then comes my content and then comes the contact. Okay, right? Are you looking? Mohit, are you writing? Please bring a notebook to classroom. Okay. Yes, you're so regular. You're such a good boy. I expect this from you. Okay. Now, what is the correct here? So what is it here? In the content, what am I going to write? The name of the post? Yes, all the details, all the particular would be written over here. So what would be the sequence of the advertisement? Come on, let me get the right answer from you all. You've attempted the test. Maulik, give me the correct answer. Give me the correct answer, Maulik. Yes. Is it name of post, required, qualifications, employer? Who's the employer? Employer is over here. Right? Okay. So employer would be fourth. If this is here 1, then of course here 2, 3. Have you got the sequence? So what is our correct sequence? It is required, name of post, qualifications and employer. Okay, right? Is it correct? Akriti, Samriddhi, Shivam, got the answers? Maulik? Yes, Manpreet? All of you? Mayank? Yes, right. Now, next question. Okay, that's nice. That's nice. Very good. Let's do the next one. Oh, and where has my test disappeared? It's over here. Right. Which question are we doing? 9th one. You want to sell your household goods. What is the most important requirement in the content? I'm asking about the content here. Okay. Right. So when you want to make an advertisement here and you want to sell your household goods, what is the most important? Is it for the sale? For sale, does it come in the head content? No, it is not. Types of household items? Yes, that is there. The date of purchase? Do we write down I got these goods this time? Then goods for sale heading. So what are the 2 parts that can come in the content? It is types of household items and the date of purchase, right? If it is something very vintage, you know, it depends on this, right? But right, generally we do not mention the date of purchase. We are selling many items together, so we are going to mention the types of the household items. Is it? Yes, absolutely. Yep, right. Correct, Maulik. Very nice. Now, what is not included in the format of an advertisement? Is it date, time? Heading, address, heading, expected price in an advertisement. What we don't write. Do we write the heading address? Of course we write the heading address. Do we give the heading? Yes. Do I write expected price? Yes, I do write that. I do not write the date and time. Is it there in the advertisement? Date and time, look at the format, recollect it. Date and time is there? No, it is not there. So that is the correct option. Okay, fine. Yes, so should I quickly go through the literature answers also? Do you want me to discuss the literature answers? There are a few answers which you did not get correct, and I just want you to go through that. Yes. Mukesh wants to become a motor mechanic. What does it herald for the future? What does it show for the future? That bangle makers can change their profession. Dreams can be realized. Motor mechanics are better, both 1 and 2. Which one? Both 1 and 2. Bangle makers can change their profession. right? And dreams can be realized. It is both. Mukesh has a dream, he's going to realize it. Mukesh is a bangle maker, he's going to change his profession. So both A and B, both 1 and 2. And be prepared, this is just the beginning. You are going to get even more difficult because CPSE is making a lot of effort to make sure that you people are studying thoroughly. And English is one subject that we neglect, right? We don't pay attention to it. And next week, the test is even more difficult. Mind you, I'm giving a warning in advance. Okay. So if you're able to do your revision test properly, you'll be able to do your term 1 exam also. Staying barefoot for rag pickers and shoes. This one I was wondering what answer you're going to give. Staying barefoot for rag pickers and shoes for the Oedipi story boy signified dash respectively. So what does that story signify? And what does it signify about wearing of shoes? What about wearing of shoes? You know, when the rag pickers walk barefoot, what do they blame it on? Of course, poverty is there. What else do they say? Tradition? Yes. When the Oedipi boy, you know, like he prayed for a pair of shoes. He was a priest's son. Is it tradition or is it change? It is change. Yes. So it is not tradition, you know, like, so what is it? It is traditions and change. How many of you got the correct answer? How many of you got the correct answer? You did it yourself, not after consulting with your friends. I know how many of you are honest and how many of you are not. Okay, so it is traditions and change. That is the correct answer. Which two worlds has the narrator divided the people of Firozabad? There are two worlds over there, the haves and the have-nots. It's understood. Which world are they? One is of Mukesh and the other is of the businessmen and the sahukars and the money lenders, isn't it? Do you remember or not? Are you going to read the chapters? Mohit is going to start reading now. I can see that. Yes, ma'am. Look. And of course, yeah, very nice. Very good here. You know, like, of course, what were it is the exploited and the powerful. Okay. Right. Yes. Did you get the correct answer? Yes. Okay. Next one. What looked like little flags floating everywhere? What was it? What happened here? Wait, which chapter is it from? Which chapter is it from? Last lesson. What were the little flags floating around? Did they bring the flags of France? Notebooks. Very good. Because they were writing and the new notebooks had been given and they were there on the desk. So it was there. The new notebooks were there. What was old Hauser reading in the class? Who was old Hauser? Who was old Hauser? The villager? Why was he in the class? To pay respect to Anheimer because it is his last day, right? And yes, yeah. So what was he reading? What was he reading? It's very clearly mentioned over there. Come on, let me get an answer from you all. What was he reading? He was reading the primer, right? No, ma'am, we have not read the chapter. So sorry, we're just doing what? Now arrange in sequence of occurrence. Hemel saying goodbye, Franz reaching school late, crowd outside town hall notice board, and Franz learning about the new order. What is the correct sequence? Hemel saying goodbye is last. So please identify. Hemel saying goodbye is last. So A has to be in the end. So the option which has A in the end is going to be the correct one. This one you can do little tips and tricks. You can do or not. Identify at least one correct one. Then what was the first one? Did Franz reach school late first or did he see the crowd outside the notice? First he saw the crowd outside. Right? Reaching school late. It is reaching school late, isn't it? Not late for school. Then it would have been first. And Franz was late for school. Franz reached a late school. Okay? Right? Then it is, yeah. So it is what? C, B, D, and A. Correct? You are going to get sequences. You never took ma'am seriously. That ma'am told, like, of course, she loves talking like this. And I don't know, ma'am is going to give very easy questions. Okay? Right? Next one. What happened when the narrator was 10 or 12 years old? 10 or 11 years old. Which chapter is it from? Deep water. What happened? He swam across the Yakima River. Did he ever swim across the Yakima River? Maybe much later he would have. It's not mentioned there. He went to learn swimming. The waves knocked him down, or he could swim alone. The waves knocked him down when he was, no, that was when he was much smaller. Right? So when he was much smaller, that was when he went to the beach. Right? California beach he talks about, not the Yakima River. So what was there? He went to learn swimming. Okay? Right. Next is, what would come to his mind while wading through the river? So what thought would come to his mind again and again? The big bully's remark, the words of his mother, the laughter of his father, or the terror of the pool? What was he afraid of when he was wading in the water? That terror, that incident that had happened with him, isn't it? That when he would be thrown into the water, okay? Right. Now, all we have to fear is fear itself. What would have happened if Douglas had not persevered? He would have overcome his fear with passage of time. Fear needs to be addressed and overcome. So, two things I have given. A is correct, B is incorrect. Both are correct. B is correct and A is partially correct. B is correct and A is incorrect. What do you think? He would have overcome his fear with passage of time? No. Then B is correct and A is incorrect. So D is the right one. How did the narrator limbs feel when he was drowning? Did they feel fragile? What is fragile? Fragile, delicate, something like glass, you have to handle it with care, it might break easily. Strong? No. Lifeless? Supple is soft. What happened? He was feeling so numb. He was feeling so lifeless. Okay? Right. So now you know what are the correct answers. Is it? Yes. So I expect a lot. Huh? I have not submitted. Okay, I'll submit it after this. I'll submit it after this. Okay? Right. And then I'll just see here because I was discussing, I did not submit it. Okay, I'll do that also. But yes, the first answer, dear Mr. Gupta, is an example of salutation. So today I wanted to discuss with you all the poem My Mother at 66. All of you open your books, please. Open to the poem My Mother at 66. And now we are going to look at the poem in a different way. We are not here writing summaries. We are not here writing long answers. What is it? All the understanding that you have, all the knowledge that you have about it, it is going to be tested, right? So whether it is textual or whether it is beyond the text, okay? Now, what is the poem about? What is this poem about? Can you tell me what is it about? My mother. Who is the poet? Who is the poet? Kamala Das? Yes. So I am not going to ask questions like this, but CBSE might, right? I can save this question for another one. Why I'll ask you that who's the poet over here, right? I may ask you from which book is it? Which book is it from? Flamingo. Okay, thank God. Are we getting any chapters from Snapshot? Yes, no, don't know. Give me the correct option. Are we getting any chapters from Vistas? Sorry. Yes, no, or don't know. I'm giving you 3 options. Come on, tell me the correct one. This term. This term. Are we getting any chapters? No. Okay, right. So please, just in case you get worried here. So it is for the term 1, which CBSE is going to be. They write what? Don't know. Yeah, they write don't know. There are many of you who don't know, right? So you have good friends like that who are not aware of what is happening here. Okay, so I'm going to discuss this poem with you all tomorrow. And a few things that I would like to discuss with you. Let me just see.